Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Wild Sports.
Here we are in the
Playoff
playoffs.
playoff season.
What an ex what an exciting time.
You know who it's not an exciting
Wow.
time for? Sandy
Who?
Brondello.
Wow. Wasn't that a shock? Okay. I don't know that it was a shock. The first time that I heard anything related to this bizarre move on the part of the New York Liberty was during their post-game conference,
Yep.
press conference, and the reporter asked Stewie what she thought of the rumors that Sandy Bordello might be not renewing her contract or getting her contract renewed. And Stewie's response was she looked completely surprised and frustrated, like angry about it. And then what do we see happen today?
Yeah.
What's going on?
To me, the most mind-baffling part is that they won a championship last year. I don't know if we forgot, but they won
Mhm.
last year.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
they're the fifth seed in the playoffs this year. That's not a bad season. Like, this is not a
No, and
season where
they had a lot of
injuries. Yes.
injuries. And then I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The way Jonquel Jones played in that first game, I'm wondering why she wasn't fired. This is not a Sandy Bordello problem.
Mhm.
She's proven herself to be a good coach, and the
100%.
players love her. So
100%.
I
That's
don't get it.
weird. And
And
the weirdest
meanwhile,
part to me is that the Dallas and the Sky head coach both had awful seasons. Neither one of them
mhm,
got fired.
right. So far we've seen two women fired, the Seattle Storm coach and Sandy Bordello. I don't get it. I don't understand it all. I do have a wild conspiracy theory around why everything keeps happening adversely to Nafisha Collier and now Brianna Stewart, who clearly loves her coach. Um, Too much success with Unrivaled. Fee
100%.
doesn't get the MVP nod, which we can talk about next,
Mm-hmm.
which was a travesty. It
My
is a
God.
miscarriage of justice. It is disgusting. This is disgusting. So yeah, Fee was clearly the MVP of the year,
100%.
but not selected by the WNBA, the AP, whoever else. I don't know what you have to do to get MVP because Asia, while I'm not taking anything away from her as far as she's a fabulous player.
Yeah.
And she was on a team that had a terrible losing streak this
Yep.
year. And she was part of a 53-point loss to
Yeah.
the Lynx.
How I
So
don't
I feel
I
like you're automatically disqualified
yeah.
if your team ever loses by 50 or more points.
Yeah.
You're not the most valuable player this
And
year.
then their winning streak was against mostly teams that were below 500. Like, congratulations, you beat the worst teams in the league. You lost to the Lynx by 53 points. I'm with you. That's it. That's it. You're not the MVP.
Yeah.
And what do you have to do to
And
be MVP?
Fee,
I would have thought it would have been a 50, 40, 90 season. I would have thought that's what you
yeah.
had to do to be
Explain to
MVP.
our listeners what is a 50-40-90 season?
It's a great question. It's something I never achieved, although I was probably close. Don't look it up, but I was probably close. Um,
Right.
so 50 means you shot 50% from the field, which is all shots,
Hmm.
40% from three, which is really high. That's a really, really good percentage. And then 90% free throw shooter, which is also
Hmm.
really important. So 50, 40, 90. It's only ever been done
Hmm.
one other time in WNBA history, and she was the MVP. I don't know. You have an historic season. You're on the best team in the league. That team ties a record for wins in a season. So you're the best player on the best team. I must be missing some other qualification for MVP called be named Asia Wilson because I'm confused.
Right. I am very confused. And it wasn't even close in the voting.
No.
I I don't understand what this league has against success. Because we're rewarding folks who are not having success in Dallas and in Chicago with
Mhm.
extended contracts. And meanwhile, we are watching the best player in the league this year. Um, there might have been uh, I would have been disappointed, but I would have understood it if it would have gone to Kelsey Mitchell. Because
Mhm.
if you're, it depends on your definition of most valuable player.
Mhm.
But if you take Kelsey Mitchell out of this Fever team right now, there's a problem. They
Yeah.
can't win without her. She is clearly the most valuable player on their team and has night after after night put up numbers that are incredible. And she's a bucket. So I would have been like, yeah, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
The Fee is a great player, and they had to give it to somebody. So who has the most impact? And maybe the most impact would go to, maybe that's a new award we should have, most impactful player. I think the most impactful player this year could be Kelsey Mitchell. But regardless, that's not how it went. And I do believe that Fee had this in the bag, the MVP, but
MVP.
something is off here. Something doesn't smell right, especially when you consider the other award that had a major Lynx snub. Tell our listeners about that.
Okay.
I'm too mad to talk about it. I'm too
Yeah.
mad.
The sixth player of the year was without a doubt, hands down, not even close. It was supposed to be Natisha Hiedeman. She was the sixth player of the year. She, what did she have? She is now second all time in points off the bench and first all time in assists off the bench.
Hmm.
Um, she has the highest points per game of anyone coming off the bench. But she somehow lost this award to Naz Hillman of the Atlanta Dream, who
Who started
started it
17 times.
17 times. So,
That's not half the season, but it's a good chunk. So
yeah,
she lost it to a starter, okay?
to basically
And
start who averages less than her.
right. Who is, I mean, to me, a sixth player is somebody who, that the level of play either elevates or does not decrease.
Hmm.
Um, Heidemann does both every time. Well, actually, she does more of the elevating.
Yes.
She is a spark off the bench and never a liability, and is half of the stud buds. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
And I think I
So
also
what's
saw
the
that she
problem?
had a game where
Why do they not?
she had like a plus 32 off the bench, which is like a league record. So, but I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you brought up this conspiracy. I guess you could call it a conspiracy. I'm looking at cold hard facts here. But yeah, I think the WNBA does not like Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart too. But I think the WNBA, we know that they don't like Unrivaled because Unrivaled is showing them up. And they're treating their players right. And they're like
Right.
Unrivaled has said that they don't see themselves in competition with the WNBA, but the WNBA does not see it that way. Like players have said that like in negotiation meetings, they don't like other leagues being around. And Napisa Collier started this league. And Natisha Hiedeman is in this league, obviously, but it's like I just think the hate for the Lynx is from the WNBA, or the mistreatment, I should say, the mistreatment of the Lynx from the WNBA is a mistreatment of Nafisa Collier and then the Lynx by extension. It's you can call it a conspiracy if you want, but I'm looking at the facts.
Look at the facts. And they're going for their fifth championship, but it's been a while. And so it's not like they have this, UConn or Tennessee thing going where everybody's tired of them. They haven't won in a long time. So why aren't we? What's happening? It's absurd. It's absurd. These awards are disheartening,
Yep.
and I don't understand the logic. There's no there's no data that supports these choices.
Mm-mm. Well, speaking of the Lynx and winning, you
Mhm.
recently saw the Lynx win.
I did see the Lynx win. Yes, so Sunday and I took a little trip up to see round one, or excuse me, round two, game one of the playoffs, and had just an incredible time. And it was such an incredible atmosphere. I highly recommend playoff basketball to anyone who has a pulse.
Hey,
It's
where
a
were you sitting?
Yeah. So if you know where Rebecca Lobo sits, which
Hmm.
is right in the center of the court, right off of the court, I was about 3 feet away from her the whole time, just little railing between us. And that is the best way to see a game. I have to be really honest about that. If you I think the court side, that might be too much pressure,
Hmm.
like court side seats, you might have to catch a ball or somebody might, fall on you or whatever. Second row, you got a little buffer, you know. And it was so fun to be able to, you could just hear them talking. I could watch what all Rebecca and what is that guy that she's always with? When they stood up, he's
Ryan
like this,
something?
I don't know, but he is so much shorter than her. That was
Hmm.
kind of fun. But you can see all the work that they do behind the scenes, and they're, getting all the stats put in front of them, and then they've got a little cue card person that sits right next to them with highlighter and make sure you say State Farm, just stuff like that. So that was really cool. Um, but it was a great atmosphere, and it was a very exciting game. And finally, the Lynx pulled it out against a really tough Mercury team, and so they're playing them again
Oh,
tonight. And they've got that home court advantage again, one more
are you
night. So
going?
I'd love. No, darn it. I no, but I think they're going to be okay. The Lynx showed up too, Lynx fans, right before the game, like just a couple minutes before. I noticed, they put towels on all the seats so that you can have your towel to whip around. And I think it also makes the seats not look empty because they're a different color. I don't have anything to back that up. I just think that's why they do it. But there, I was seeing there was a lot of empty seats, like 2 or 3 minutes before the game. I'm like, what are you guys do? What's happening? Well, I don't know. Everybody must have been getting merch or snacks and drinks or whatever, because as soon as the game was about to start, I didn't see any empty seats. And they were all the way up to the very tippity top of that arena. And it was, I was doing my part. I was loud with them, and we just had a great time.
Wow, that's so awesome. My invite got
Yeah.
lost in the mail.
You are at school.
Yes, but I did get a shout out
You
from
did get a shout out. What
yeah.
happened?
Well, my mom met her and just had her sit and take a video saying hi to me, telling me to study hard and whatnot. So that's
Do you play it
wasn't
every
planning on doing
day?
it, but I'm gonna study hard now.
Okay, good, good, good. You should play it every day, just like, oh, Rebecca Lobo, I gotta listen to my little, be kind of your hype, your hype tape to go into class or to take a test or something.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of the playoffs, games tonight, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
the Lynx are playing Mercury again, and we also have
Yep.
Indiana against the Aces. Who you got?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you go first. You
I
go
go first.
first. Who do
Okay.
you have in this Lynx? Yeah, Lynx and Mercury.
Obviously the Lynx. Like I think they got it. I think they got good momentum going. They're at home again. I think that's going to play in their favor.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think I think they're gonna get. I don't
I
know if they'll
agree.
win
I
two of
agree.
them, but I think they're gonna get a 2-win lead for sure.
That will be really great. I hope you're right. I think that's going to happen too. I would love to see them just win this thing in three.
That'd
I
be
mean, I would
crazy.
love to have more basketball games. That would be great. I'd love to have games to watch. But I just, because of the way this team is being mistreated and overlooked, I just want them to shove it down everybody's throat. Just ram it down everybody's throat. Uh, Straight up to the top. Here you go, Kathy. Bring us our trophy. I mean, I'm frustrated. So, the links are not, it's not going to be easy, but because when
Mhm.
you're playing Alyssa Thomas, holy cow. She's just so physical. And then, since I was sitting in the second row, I can see how big she is. She is a Mack truck. And then Satu Sabali, another Mack truck. So, I mean, there's some physicality that the Mercury have the advantage on. I think just in terms of, you lined them up. We were going to have like a wrestling match. I feel like the Mercury would be in a better position to win that. But um, I think if they can make sure that their defense is allowing for the appropriate switches, because mismatches can be a problem when you're playing the Mercury.
Yeah,
And okay, so that's all I have to say about that. You got to play good defense. That's where it starts. And then, this is such a balanced team that, I have a lot of confidence.
I do too. Yeah. Okay. The Aces versus the Fever tonight. I'm gonna take the
Well, I don't
Aces.
know. They have the MVP.
Ah,
The Aces have the MVP.
okay. But I am gonna take the Aces. I think, I think this is gonna be a back and forth series. I have a feeling we're gonna see all 5 games. Um, and yeah, I just think they're at home again, and then obviously they're mad about the last game. They want to come out and get a win. They're gonna play hard. I also think like Indiana, like in the last game, it was just like they just kept it close and they were like fighting to stay in it and then pull ahead. And that's what you got to do. But it didn't really feel like they were like throwing any punches. It was just like we're staying in it. And so I think when the Aces come out tonight, which I'm sure they will be throwing punches, going, playing really aggressively, not literally, not literally throwing punches, but you know what I mean? Just like they come out fast and they come out strong. I
Right.
think tonight it might be a little bit too much for the Fever to keep it close.
Well, there's another snub for the Fever in terms of these late or these end of season awards. So Aaliyah Boston was
Mhm.
left off the second team of the all WNBA.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. You're telling me that for the first time.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
sorry, I just
Boston.
saw it before we got on here. That it's yeah. So I hope. I mean, there's just so many things. Like I was saying, the Kelsey Mitchell, she's been for years. This is not new that
Mm-mm.
Kelsey Mitchell is a fabulous player that can franchise. And then Aaliyah Boston has been a steady force all year. I want to see her keep taking it to the MVP. Hey, I love Asia.
I want
I don't
Her
want
shoes
to
are on
get
my
it
Christmas list.
twisted there.
I love Asia.
There you go. But this was wrong. This was like sentimental. I don't know what this was. But this was a snub, and Fee is too sweet to be
I
treated
think
this way.
something I want to point out about our what some might call a conspiracy, but I call cold hard facts. Something that I want to just remind our viewers of. Asia Wilson is not involved in Unrivaled. That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
Just cold hard facts.
Coincidence? Cold hard facts.
Okay, so tomorrow
Well, we got
night.
about an hour to. Yeah, we got we'll start with the Lynx and the Mercury, and then the nightcap. I'm gonna, Rebecca Lobo won't have me sitting there right next to her like I
Oh,
was last time, so I hope that
I hope she
whoever
does all
sits in that seat is able to.
right. Yeah.
What?
I said I hope she does all right. You know, she's like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
where's my friend?"
Yeah, I hope she does all right. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
All
Well, make sure
right.
you tune in, and we'll see you next time on Wild Wild Sports.